Hi, I'm Brian Weber. Pleased to be joined by Pete Fiutak of collegefootballnews.com, spotlighting some of the quarterback battles taking place in spring football. Pete, let's start with Notre Dame. Tommy Rees has experience, but he's got a lot of company, including marquee recruit Gunnar Kiel.
It's the big question mark among the quarterback battles this offseason. And, Tommy Rees should have the experience. He should be able to know what he's doing. The problem is he made way too many mistakes in critical times last year, and it's opened everything up. And I don't think anything's really going to be settled this offseason, especially this spring. For Brian Kelly, he's just looking for the guy who's going to be the most consistent one of the bunch and who's going to make the fewest mistakes. And, Gunnar Kiel's going to be in that mix. He's going to get his chances, but he's going to have to really be lights out for Brian Kelly to go with him and give him that shot as a true freshman, especially with what Rees was able to do last year. Andrew Hendricks provided a little bit of spark. Everett Golson's got a great arm. But right now, it's Tommy Rees' job to lose. But you got to know that right now, all the Irish nation's waiting for Gunnar Kiel to come in and be that savior that they've been waiting for the last few years.
After Kiel spurned LSU, Florida's in the market for a new QB. Rising sophomore Jeff Driscoll's been compared to Tim Tebow. Is it his job to lose?
It is his job to lose, and the real positive for him is now he's a quarterback removed from Tebow, because you're right. When he was brought in, he was supposed to be the next big guy. He had that sort of hype of Tebow. He's not Tim Tebow, nobody is, but he's a big guy, a good runner, and a good all-around playmaker. But now he doesn't quite have those Tebow-like expectations. But they got a quarterback battle on their hands. He's just been okay in practices, and he wasn't great last year when he got his chances and he got hurt. So the guy, Jacoby Brissett, is another big, strong gunner who's going to get every shot at the job. And this is kind of a tricky situation for Will Muschamp and his staff, because the loser of this battle is all of a sudden going to start thinking, okay, well, I should be playing somewhere else, and they might start talking about transferring. So Will Muschamp's not throwing out the possibility that both of them are going to play. They're going to rotate quarterbacks. He's going to do whatever he can to keep both of these guys happy, because he's not going to be able to probably find that number one guy until well into the fall.
We saw the rotation at Texas with David Ash and Case McCoy a year ago. Ash got the call in the Longhorns' bowl victory over Cal. So does he have the edge this spring?
Yep, it's his job right now. And, this is when Garrett Gilbert was supposed to be the main man. This is when everything was supposed to come together, and this was supposed to be his team and his program. Obviously, it didn't work out. Now he's off to SMU. And last year was kind of weird because Case McCoy had that epic game against Texas A&M, and he was great against Baylor except for his 4 interceptions. It seemed like he might be kind of that guy who provided that spark. And then the coaching staff just seemed to like David Ash a little bit more, went with him in the bowl game, and he rocked in the win over Cal. And now this spring, he has really stepped up his play. There are other options in the mix. Connor Brewer's the star recruit who is supposed to be the main man for the future. And Case McCoy's still in the mix a little bit, but he's struggled a little bit. Texas started their spring ball a little bit early. They've all had their chances so far, and Ash has been the best of the bunch by far. It is his gig, and now you have McCoy and Brewer fighting for that number 2 spot.
Finally, Stanford has to try to replace Andrew Luck. David Shaw has said it's going to be a wide-open competition in Northern California. Who do you think is going to win?
It'll be a little bit of a shock if sophomore Brett Nottingham isn't the guy. He's got a huge arm. He was the number 2 guy last year, has a little bit of experience, and it's really his gig to lose. He might even have a bigger gun than Luck. He can push the ball down the field, can stretch the field. Obviously, no one's going to be Andrew Luck, and you're right, though. The job is still open. Nottingham has got to really screw this up to not get it. There are a ton of other options. Juniors Josh Nunez and Robbie Picasso, they're going to get their chances, but the better talents are the younger guys. Redshirt freshmen Kevin Hogan and Evan Crower were top recruits last year. Hogan's probably the most talented overall quarterback of the bunch. But again, Nottingham has got the arm, he's got the experience, at least a little bit of experience to be that guy that they're going to go with going forward. But like you said, it's wide open and it's going to be a long off season.
All right, Pete, thanks so much for the insights. You can read more of Pete's outstanding work at collegefootballnews.com. I'm Brian Weber. We'll see you next time.